Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel Trading Secrets. This channel is for entertainment purposes only. For those of you who do not know, my name is Ali. I have over 20 years experience teaching accounting, economics, business and law. Through this channel I'll be providing some stock analysis and a quick update on the $1 Million Challenge. So if anybody's not aware of this is a journey of investment of $1,000 to a return of $1 million over a period of 3 years using a strategy called compound return investing. So the objective is try to get 201 trades, each and every return of 3.5%. It's not 201 consecutive trades, we do take into account losses. So for further details about how to join us for less than $9 a month, information is available in the description below. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you a huge $7 billion news for ticker symbol GRAB, which was featured on the channel previously. We're also going to be looking at earnings for Palantir, Spotify, and also PayPal. And then for MMTLP, we're going to be asking the question, who actually took the MMTLP money? So before we get started, let's have a look at what's happening in the market. So first of all, we can see overall the US has opened lower in the pre-market due to China's retaliation on tariffs. Oil is also down approximately 1.8% as Trump has stated he's pausing the tariffs with regard to Canada and Mexico. So the markets are fairly jittery at the moment. So let's have a look at basically what's happened with regard to Canada. And from we can see from investing.com, the US has paused tariffs on Canada for at least 30 days after Trump and Trudeau had a discussion. So let's see if there is a deal. And in terms of China, they did retaliate and they are now adding on 15% tariffs on selected US imports. So overall, not really good news for the markets. And in other news that Trump is talking about from the New York Times, we can see he stated here that he would like to see a sale of TikTok, and he states a new law will state that TikTok must be sold to a non-Chinese owner or face a ban in the US. So let's keep an eye out on what happens to that. And looking forward to earnings. So we did have earnings for PayPal and Spotify. AMD are expected today. Snap and Google also expected today, and the other ones are coming on later in the week. I think the biggest one will be Amazon, and we'll also be keeping an eye on Uber and Arm. Let's now have a look at earnings for Palantir, and shared in the Discord we can see here that they achieved 36% year-on-year growth in Q4. They also had 31% year-on-year growth guidance for the year 2025. 52% year-on-year growth in the US revenue, so exceptional growth there. 81% rule of 40, $5.2 billion in cash and no debt. So the CEO has stated that they are still in the early stage and the beginning of the first act. So we can see here at time of editing, Palantir currently up over 21%. So congratulations to everybody holding Palantir. Also did cross the $100 mark. Good news also to another stock that we called in the Discord, ticker symbol SPOT, Spotify. So they also had earnings, sales of $4.58 billion versus an estimated $4.53 billion, so a good beat there. Earnings per share $1.90 versus $2.19, so there was a miss there. Operating income is a huge beat, and we're looking at $520 million versus an estimated $490 million. Premium subscribers $263 million versus $260 million, so good example there for growth. And I think what's driven the price forward for this is the guidance for the first quarter of 2025, looking at sales of $4.54 billion versus $4.5 billion, so good outlook there. And we can see that Spotify also up 8.8% in the market, pre-market at time of editing. So let's have a look at PayPal. So PayPal also another stock featured on the channel. It was a good beat on earnings. However, there is news that we're going to share with regard to the stock price shortly. Sales $8.4 billion versus $8.3 billion. Earnings per share $1.19 versus $1.12. So a good beat there. Operating income, again a good beat, $1.5 billion versus $1.4 billion. The guidance for the first quarter looks positive, $1.16 versus an estimated $1.13. And they've also authorized a $15 billion stock repurchase program. However, the market has not reacted positively. Currently, PayPal is down 6%. I do think this is an overreaction, so we will see if there is a recovery, and hopefully a good opportunity to get in with a better price. So let's now move on to news also shared for ticker symbol GRAB. So there's also a stock that featured on the channel, and I think it's currently potential good opportunity to get into this. So from Bloomberg we can see the headline here is Grabways as takeover to rival GoTo at $7 billion valuation. So this is potentially great news for Grab, currently up over 7-8% in the market. So this is a stock that I have featured, and it's also a stock that I currently invest in. So we can see here further on details in the news, a merger of the two is expected to further their fintech ambitions while helping them overcome increasing losses. Let's now have a look at the question, who took the MMTLP money? And I'm also going to be sharing with you an important legal update. So from Fox Hunter here, we can see he stated that he hasn't seen anybody ask where is the money. So that's actually a good question. And he states, like, the actual money, I had approximately $20,000 invested at $5 a share. So we're looking at $100,000 there from Fox Hunter, and it went down to $2.90 before the U3 halt, and he had money that was frozen. So where is that money? We're talking millions and millions of dollars, especially for all of the investors. So he goes on to say, in terms of everybody's response, he's got tired of not getting answers, specifically for his money as well. He's invested over 800 days ago, and it would really help him and his family right now, especially with the other 65,000 plus investors, that not one person has had a contact and knows a contact who can connect to either Donald Trump or Elon Musk. So let's see how that develops. Hopefully there is progress. What Kevin has stated is your broker took the money. It was paid either to a seller or disposed of in terms of the shares to you, a counterfeit who fabricated the counterfeits, or obviously unlikely unless you were told so. So the company, so it was never with regard to the shares issued. And I think a good point here also raised by Nation Vibe is he states here, you would think that all the money for the values of the accounts at the settlement would belong to Nextbridge Hydrocarbons, as the stock is a mechanism for the companies to access the capital market. So that's a good point. The capital list market is what we invested in the stock. The capital should go to the issuer Nextbridge Hydrocarbons, and I'm guess due to the FINRA fraud and the U3 halt, the capital was never received by Nextbridge Hydrocarbons, and I certainly think that is true. So I think the market makers and the broker dealers certainly have a lot to answer for this, as well as obviously we know the nefarious actors that are FINRA and the SEC. So let's now finally finish off by having a quick legal update. So we can see here there is an update in the Intercoastal Waterways versus Trade Station plaintiff case. So we can see here there is a reply with a brief seeking to reopen the case, i.e. Mark Basile, and amend it as a class action. And the decision obviously now rests with the judge. So let's have a look at a statement here in the filing, and we can see here plaintiff Intercoastal Waterways by and through its undersigned counsel respectfully submits their reply memorandum of law in further support of the motion to reopen the case and grant the plaintiff leave to file an amended complaint. So this will be for what they are looking for as a class action. So let's see how that progresses. And remember, in a previous tweet, Mark stated he does not do class actions. He has not got experience in class actions, and he has no plan to, but obviously that has changed. And finally, I'm going to finish off by giving a shout out to the previous week's weekly watch list, where we had a number of good calls, especially in a very, very difficult trading week. So we looked at ticker symbol NVNI, that was up over 66% on the week. OKLO, that was up over 28% on the week. PCLA, that was up over 11% on the week. TWLO up over 8% on the week, as well as many others. So if you would like to get a copy of our daily stock alerts, as well as a copy of the next weekly watch list, details are in the description below. Thank you very much for watching. Please stay tuned.